Hello, 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 my sweet, sweet friends. It is Charlotte. Thank you for joining me today. I finished it. I finished my Medieval Mirage and I did everything I said I wasn't going to do. Go figure, girls. I don't know. I wasn't going to put any lace on this. And then I started looking at it. And if you remember, I didn't know what I was going to do with the cover. And I started looking at it and I thought, you know what? This would be so beautiful. This botanical journal would be so beautiful using laces. So I married Medieval Mirage with AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy because I just thought, hey, why not? They're just going to be beautiful together, and they are. So this is what I came up with. This is it. This is the cover. And this is the back. And if you remember correctly, we were going to do all this together. Well, you know, I came to the realization that that's just not me. It is so difficult for me to come in and just put the camera on when I have no clue what it is I'm going to do. And I realize that every time I do that, I'm forcing myself into a situation where um, you're sitting there listening to nothing because I'm trying to think, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And so I just sat down and I remember saying I wasn't going to add lace to this, and then I did, and I'm so glad I did because look at that. I mean, just look at that. That is so incredibly beautiful. And if you had asked me a week or two ago if I think pearls would look good with this, I would have been, no. But in all honesty, I'm in here telling you how everything looks good with Medieval Mirage, and it does. It does. This to me is such a gorgeous journal. And I mean, it came out of my head, but I don't know from where. I don't know what corner this idea was sitting in. I really don't, guys. So yeah, let's look at it and see what we've got. A gorgeous vintage piece of lace from Kim's shop or applique. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm so happy that I have that because this to me makes this journal. And then I went ahead and I used a file folder, flipped it over. Y'all kind of saw me do that. Cut a piece up here and backed it with a doily. This does not come off. And I used some of the new lace that was for November and December, but I went back in my stash and I used it. It is all from Kim's shop on Etsy, and definitely the links to Medieval Mirage and Kim's shop will be in the description box. But I married them, and I think they're a match made in heaven. I think this book is just absolutely a delight. It was so fun to create. One of Kim's dragonfly charms hangs off of a safety pin with some seed beads here. Like I had mentioned, this was one of Kim's doilies, and this was a piece that I had. This is the very last. I used the last of a lot in this journal here. At the bottom, I had a glue stick pin set that I had just messed up so badly that it no longer worked. And so I thought, okay, that is perfect. We've got pearls here. We've got pearls at the bottom. They're on with a paper clip that can be taken off, but why? It just looks good. I think it looks good. So that is the front of this book, and it does measure because I know some of you are going to ask. And I'm going to be, for whatever reason, don't ever seem to, I never get the ruler right. I think because it's clear and I can't see it. So we're like 8 3/4 by probably 6. Yeah, 8 3/4 by 6. Uh, and I folded this back because I wanted a pocket. So this is a pocket, and look at that. Now, just tell me that's not the most beautiful thing ever. I mean, I almost hated to put those envelopes in this pocket because I hated to cover that up. Yeah, I am absolutely in love with this botanical kit from Jarf. Beautiful, beautiful. We did this together online. If you remember, I went ahead and did the stencil. Oh, and somebody, and you know what? I left that downstairs. Somebody gave me the name of this Stamperia stencil. If I remember, I will link it in the description box. And I want to say thank you so much for letting me know. It's called Poppy and Flora, I think. Poppies, and I'll link it for you because if you're looking for it, I want you to be able to find it because it is a beautiful stencil. This has got the gold wax on it, and it's got 2 of Jarf's tags inside of here that match this. This is a different digital kit from Medieval Mirage. It did not come with this, but like I'm always telling you, Jarf's, everything goes together. So it's kind of like the lace in this. It just all goes together. It all fits. This is from the kit, and this is one of those envelopes that we did wax. I think you can probably see the sheen on that, and does have just a little bit of an orange blossom scent. And then I went through my stash and I pulled out a couple of the Medieval Mirage pages from other kits. This has been coffee dyed, and I just think they're so beautiful. And it's got, I think they're apple blossoms. So you've got some apple blossoms and some roses here, and I thought, why not? It's a botanical journal, and it just gives you another little journaling spot if you want one. So they sit nicely right in here. The only thing they do that I don't care for is they cover up that beautiful, beautiful yellow flower. But you know what? It's kind of peeking out there. So the spine here, there are 2 signatures. The spine is about 3/4 of an inch. It lays like this. I did not put a ribbon with it. I didn't want a ribbon on it. I think that if it sits on a table, I mean, look at all of that gorgeous, gorgeous lace from Angel Dream Crafts. I didn't want a big bow. No, so I didn't. So let's go inside, and I'll show you the back when we get to the back. So this is the inside, and I happened to find one of these napkin envelopes that I had done a long time ago, lined it with music paper. There is nothing in this. I don't think there needs to be. You know, the new owner of this needs to be able to do what they want to do, so I left it. Very rarely do you see me do that, but yeah. And this is one of my favorite napkins. It is on music paper, and if I remember correctly, just by looking at it, I'm pretty sure I just sewed the top, and I used some type of Tim Holtz Distress ink in the blue, and did some splatters, and it's all stitched around it. And you know, it's a good heavy envelope, and it just sounds nice. So I thought it's perfect. Let's put it in here. And this was the reason for the blue paper clip. And you can see I lined the inside. I don't know if you could write on this lined paper from Jarf because I waxed it. And obviously I wasn't going to try because I didn't want to mess it up. But you may not be able to journal on that because it is waxed. And we have this gorgeous paper with the sweet peas. And I had just enough of this left, and I just, bling. That's all I can say is bling. I just thought it was beautiful with the sweet pea. Just beautiful. And I like the idea that when you open this, you've got this little bit of blue right here. And then of course you've got the blue here. But when you open this up and you see this in all its sparkle, I just thought it was so incredibly beautiful that I had to have it. And then I thought about hoarding the last little bit that I had, and I didn't. I put it in here. So it is a journal to journal or to add. I left plenty of room. There's plenty of ephemera in here, but I left plenty of room for anybody that likes to write, that likes to add photos, articles, recipes, whatever that could be. This is a vintage paper out of a book. It does have some recipes on it: pizza sauce, uncooked relish, and dill pickles. I looked to see if I could tell. Oh, here we go, right here, September 1962. Yep, 1962. That was a good year. India relish, mustard pickles. And of course, if you saw me go through the papers that we were going to make the signatures out of, that's about as far as I got with you. I don't know if I did. I think I did some of the cover with you, but the putting this book together, I didn't. I just didn't want to put you through all that. So I spared you. Beautiful, beautiful. I had purchased, I think, off of eBay a couple years ago. I know y'all hear me say that, you know, things are a couple years old, but that's how I am. I hoard them for a while, and then I decide I'm going to get rid of them. But just thought, because of the purple, this was absolutely perfect for this book, so I'm glad that I never did use it. Then we come to this piece here that is so pretty, and I went ahead and we did this together, I think. This is part of that stencil that I was talking about. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of digital kit here, and I went ahead and I glossied over here with some crystal glaze. This also is in the kit. This was not on this page. I did add that. And then added this lavender trim. That is the last that I had from Kim's shop. There was enough purple around here that I just wanted to bring that out. So most of the Medieval Mirage papers have Kim's lace on it, and you're just going to see how absolutely beautiful they turned out. This is a piece from Kim from this month. If you go back into November, you will see me do the share on this lace. And you will see this. It came in a big applique, and I cut it all down. And you're going to see this other places in this journal as well. One of the stamps, I went ahead and put some glaze on that stamp. This is one of the pockets in Jarf's kit. This was one of the tags. Now, we did do these together. This is from the kit as well as this right here. Isn't that just pretty? Just pretty. And look at all this space that you have to do whatever you want to do. You got a lot of real estate here. Trims. And then I used some Tim Holtz embossing glaze in the yellow part of this, just to give it a little shine, just to give it some textures. It just feels so nice. And it fits really, really well in here. And then Jarf usually has these pocket cutouts, and I think we did this together as well. So a lot of this we did together, but the putting it all together and adding the laces, no, I just kind of did that on my own. This is, I want to say, parchment paper. This was old ledger that was gifted to me by Dana. And so that's in here. And then this was the last bit of this lace. I am now out of that on this page. Just thought that it was beautiful together. Just kind of brought these brown bronzy looking colors out. And of course it's got flowers and scallops, and I just thought It looked really, really good with that. Then I have old piano paper. This is the first. It is getting better at uncurling. I thought about spraying it or maybe wiping it down, and then I thought better of it. No, Charlotte, don't do that. Last piece of this from Kim's shop, I did rip it and I did leave it because I wanted it to look fibrous. And I think it does. And really love this page here. And this is where I used, I hope y'all can see that. This is where I used the rest of this. And look at that color with this together. Just really, really pretty. Large pocket here. This tag is one that is just a pocket. It's a tag in a pocket. And what I didn't do anything to the outside except distress it. And then I used some washi tape around here that I got from Amity Bloom. That is the back. Jarf in her add-ons always has lots of fun pieces to use. And so I thought, let's use a piece of that there. I'm trying to hold this down because I know that piano paper wants to pop. It just wants to roll itself up. So this fits nicely in there, and I love this washi, how that green washi picks up the green of these flowers here. Old vintage book page, and it just so happened to be on plants, and you'll see that here. So that was perfect for in here. And then you'll see, this is where I used, there might be one tiny piece of this on the second signature and it's gone. Yeah, I felt lucky to get this out of Kim's shop when I did. I would have to go look. I don't think I have not seen it, but I've not looked for it. So that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something like it in her shop, but you would have to go take a look. I would hope that you would go take a look and just say hi anyway. This, I just thought kind of matched this dragonfly, which I dearly love. So those two colors I thought blend well together. And then look at these lilies. Yeah, I can almost smell them. They're just absolutely beautiful. Loved what I was able to pick up when I dyed the papers. And then here is one of the, yeah, I do have something in there. This is one of the envelopes that we did together, and this envelope matches this page here, and this is waxed. And it opens up this way. I did not close it up to make an envelope because sometimes people like to put things in here, old papers, old clippings, things like that. And so I left that so that whoever wants this book could do what they wanted with it. Then I had gotten a hold of some of these botanical postcards, and you can see there's a place for a stamp. You can write on this, journal on this. And so there are a few of these in this book. And then we have a copper paper clip with some pink eyelash trim that holds all that together and kind of pokes out. And I can see my eyelash trim just wants to undo itself. Sometimes I have to put a little dab of glue, and I didn't do that. But all those little eyelashes get caught, and so it's hard to make it tight. Last of this from Kim's shop. This is one of the, I think the first laces that I got. Absolutely love this, but it's floral. You've got flowers here. So I thought it was perfect for in this book, and love this blue, and love the way that this blue picks up the little bit that's here. So this is very vintage looking. It goes so well with that lace. I just thought, yeah, made in heaven, I'm telling you. I thought about doing something with this vintage book page here. If you wanted to, you always could. Take a piece of paper, attach it here, and have more writing space. This just would be, if you glued it, a piece like that. You could glue on either side. I didn't want to do that, and I'll tell you why. It was the writing at the bottom. I just, for whatever reason, wanted this to be like this, and I did not want to cover that up, so I left it. But that is something that you could do if you wanted to. Then, of course, we have another texture paste stencil there and more writing. The center signatures I did not add any lace to because the two that I used were busy and gorgeous. Not that you're looking at this. Here is what I would think is a water lily, and this is a orchid, and I'm trying to think I know the name of it. Lady Slipper, I do believe. And you had these lilies here, and I just was afraid that it would take away everything. And so I left that. Then we have here, I used a Tim Holtz little paper clip and put a gold bead on it. And we did this together too. We have a little fold out here, and this again is washi that went so well with that sweet pea design. So you really could journal on this if you want, and then open this. It's almost like a little booklet, and I just thought, you don't need anything else. It's perfect, absolutely perfect the way that it is. So that just slips on and keeps that in place. And if you wanted to, you could use this as a tuck and tuck a little something in there. Then you have Morning Glories. Look at this. This is Edith Holden. Pretty sure this is Edith Holden. You got the pretty little bees, you've got the number of the page, which I absolutely love, and you've got the colors that work so well with this book. Then we have this piece here, and I no longer now have any of this eyelet. This is the last. This page jumped off and had more white to me, and so this white trim, I didn't have to do anything to color it and make it darker. I thought it just worked perfectly together. You have these little tiny flowers here. You've got these flowers here, and they just, look at, they almost go together. You gotta love it. You gotta love that little snail. And then here is another little envelope. And on this envelope with the Tim Holtz paper clip, I add a little red bead. And this has also been waxed, and this is why I use the red bead. Isn't that pretty, pretty? And inside of here, there's a couple little tags that go with this pattern. So that just sits on here, and I'm cautious of where I put it because I have texture paste on the other side. So I make sure that I push it a little bit more towards the spine. So we've got this really pretty poppy here. And here I used one of the doilies. Isn't that just gorgeous? These sweet peas, I mean, I don't know how Jarf does it. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then I added, I thought about attaching something to this, and I looked at it and I thought, it doesn't need it. I was thinking about maybe beadwork and paper and a safety pin, and I thought no, because then you would look at that and you wouldn't see that, so didn't need it. The other side of that book page with the plants, this is one of the laces that I got for this month, and it worked perfectly with this, I thought. There's something about medieval writing, and when you look at the lines and you see the lines of the lace, I tried to make this very thoughtful. So when I went through it, it's like I saw the lines and I thought, okay, this is perfect. Then you have these little round flowers, and you have these little round flowers. This is an apothecary rose I don't think I've ever seen one like that in person. I don't even know if you can find roses like that, but I thought this was perfect for that page. Then we have another piece of piano paper. Excuse me, my throat's getting dry, guys, from talking. Then this piece here, we have a little piece of leftover lace from Kim's shop. Just a little piece that I had left over on a copper paper clip. And then we have another one of the pullouts. But what I did with this pullout is I made it more of a booklet. So it opens up like this. This opens up, so you've got journal space there. This opens up, you've got a lot of journal space there. You've got journal space on that side. So if you are a journaler, there's a lot of space here for you to do your thing. And I went into my little stash of threads and found this trim in green and thought, oh, perfect for this. And we have this beautiful white flower here, and I went ahead and I added this trim. This also is from this month, and it picks up a little shimmer, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Marries really, really well with this page. Then I used another piece of that parchment paper here. I thought this next to this was absolutely perfect. Then I did a tag. Pretty sure we did this tag together. This attaches with another little Tim Holtz paper clip. It's got a red bead. I used some of that multicolored thread because the colors were all in this kit. This digital kit here is an orchid. That's the lady slipper, and that has the gold wax on it. And I think you can see that. It's got the gold wax. It's got a lot of the shimmer. And then this page has just this tiny touch of pink. That was the last of that trim. This was an older trim from Kim's shop, but it was perfect for this page. Look at that. Just perfect, because without this, you didn't notice the pink. So, yeah, really, really nice. Coffee tea dyed page. And then here is the other side of that page that I was thinking I might add something to, and I looked at it and I decided I didn't want to cover any of this up. And when you turned it, I didn't want to cover any of this up. This goes so well with the Medieval Mirage writing in this book. I didn't want to cover this faded scroll work up, and so I just left it, guys. I had to leave it. Then I came across this page here. I mean, how cute is this? It's an ad for all of these plants. And down here, peppermint stick zinnia free. How cool is that? Christmas cactus, mums, carnations, hyacinths, tulips, phlox, delphinium. Phlox was one of my grandmother's favorite flowers. Lemon plants, orange plants. Yeah, you couldn't get more perfect. Shumways, you could not get more perfect than that. And the fabulous pink. So if you love to read, there's an article in here on dianthus and some other plants. So that's pretty cool. Then we have another one of these white pages, and of course I use this beautiful lace with roses. I do believe these are roses, 2 roses with leaves, and thought that worked perfect. This is so soft, it's cotton, and yeah, I thought it was beautiful. Absolute last of this trim, I thought that was, but you can see I was a tad bit short at the top and the bottom. This is it, guys. There is no more of this. So with the lilac, this was perfect. And then we've got the sweet pea here. It's a pocket that's been sewn. There aren't a lot of pockets in this book, but there's a lot of ephemera and just fun, beautiful things. I used that here as a little fold out. You could use this as a tuck if you wanted, simply by putting a clip or a paper clip there, and then anything you wanted to attach back there would stay. But this is what this is. So you've got a cute journaling card that just fits very nicely in there. So you've got lavender lilacs, and you've got lavender sweet peas, green tomato pickles, tomato chutney, vintage page here, apple chutney, hot dog relish. Cute, cute. Another corner pocket. I did add wax to this. And in here, I did add a fern postcard. That comes from one of those, the kit that I bought. And then beautiful, beautiful fold out here. You can journal on the back. I think this, no, it does not open up. This is as it is. So you've got the back, and you've got this space here, and then you've got this space here to journal on. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Pink doily I added to this. This is one of those doilies that has the flower, the 3D doily in the center. Thought it was perfect for this book with these flowers here. Brings in some pink. You've got a lot of pink and rosy colors on this page, so I just thought that was beautiful, and it's beautiful sticking out. We did this envelope together, if you remember. Another little Tim Holtz paper clip with a red bead, and this is texture paste with that stencil, and this one, both of these have polka dots. So this was a Tim Holtz stencil, and I put polka dots. You can feel them on this one. You can't really see them. If you get this in the light on a certain way, you can see it. It is also waxed. Then you've got the parchment paper here, and the parchment paper folds over just like the other one, so if you wanted to, you could use that as a tuck. The last of this is it, guys. It's all in this journal. Thought that looked really, really pretty with that page. There really is none of that color in this page, but if you look at this green, it is a blue green. So it picks up. I think it can really go either way, but I think it looks really, really pretty on that page. Then one of the appliques that I got this month is this one. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Probably off of somebody's wedding dress. I don't know. It's got knitting behind it. It is just beautiful. And I thought, Medieval Mirage, yeah, you need this because you two just are pretty, pretty, pretty together. So what I did is we've got another copper paper clip with some of Kim's lace. This is a remnant that I took off of another piece of lace. This acts as a little tuck. And then inside of here, I'm pretty sure does this open up? I've got some that open up and some that don't. Okay, the pocket doesn't open up. This is just a pocket. Okay, that's a pocket. Here is, I used some more of that washi tape. Took one of the hearts and fussy cutted that out, put that over the sweet pea, and then this opens up this way. So you've got a really, really nice tag that's useful and has a lot of real estate in it. Oh, it does open up. There we go. See, I thought it opened up. Yes, I did. So let me put this inside of here, and then I will turn it around. I thought so. So that fits down in there like that. And then when you turn this over, you've got all of this space. And you've got that pretty graphic, just like that. Yep. And that fits down here. And I wanted just to adhere this. I wanted something there, and that is why that paper clip is there, because this could nestle down into this gorgeous applique here and be just fine. You can see on the back how incredibly beautiful that is. I'm pretty sure Kim's got that in her shop now. You would have to go have a look. Then we've got another poppy with the texture paste, and we've got another postcard. That is why we had that like that. Last of this lace, very sheer lace from a couple months ago. Thought it worked well with this. Really love this page. Once again, here is that snail. Here is another piece of the piano paper. Iris with a, I mean, I don't like grasshoppers, guys, but he's cute. So Jarf has a way to take a nasty bug and turn it into something really, really cute. Wouldn't mind having him in my garden, but I know he'd eat everything. One of Kim's doilies was perfect for this. It is a beige color, goes really, really well with the yellows and the browns in that page. This is the other book page that I had that was vintage. This was the one that we talked about. I didn't want to cut up, didn't want to fold up. Then I did not wax this. I did not put any texture paste on this. I left it, and there is a tag in here. So this just fits. I thought the colors matched really well. I think we put this together online. I think we did it together. And then I used a really pretty piece of trim, the blue trim, just to kind of bring it out. And it's got texture to it, and I like that. And if you remember correctly, we had that Christmas cactus that I loved, and I paired this page with it because it popped the reds out over here. And then here is another one of those postcards. I used lace down here from Kim's shop. Here is one of the Tim Holtz dies. I think this, or stencils, this is the only page I think I use this stencil on. I want to say these are freesia, or not freesia, but I can't remember. I can't remember what, fuchsia. Fuchsia, yeah, I think they're fuchsia. I used to pop the buds and they would make a popping sound. And my mother used to get so angry at me. But the top half of the stencil is this floral. At the bottom half is the polka dots. And that is why on the tags on the previous pages you saw polka dots. It kind of blends that together. Then another sweet pea here with a tag, and this tag is sewn, and it does have the gold wax on it, and I put that on the back. Isn't that just pretty? So you do have this for journaling, and this tag, it's probably more a bookmark than anything because there's not a whole lot of place on that to journal. This is the inside of the second signature. This is what I was talking about when I was saying that I just really didn't want to cover any of this up with lace, and so I left the two signatures, two middle parts of the signatures, because they just, I don't know, as beautiful as the laces are, I just thought, no, they don't need it. Look at how gorgeous this is. As a digital, this is such a beautiful, beautiful page. Then we have another envelope in here. I'm pretty sure I left this plain, and I don't know that I closed it up. No, I did not. It has been waxed, and you can see how it gets that look, that see-through. Isn't that just pretty? That see-through look. I left that for the new owner. They can close that up if they want. I didn't want to. I loved it the way it was, so I left it. And here we have another tag. And we did this one together. This is sewn. This is waxed. And there is the back. And this was used like that, just like a tuck. And another piece of the applique from Kim's shop. This is cut up in this journal. And I wanted you to see, because when I share the lace from Kim's shop, I do show you, I show you the applique, and I explain to you how you can get a lot of bang out of it by cutting it up, but I don't ever cut pieces up to show you, and this is a piece that has been cut, and look at how absolutely stunning that is. Just really, really pretty. This is not lavender, but it reminds me of this. It just, I don't know, there was something about it. I just thought it went really, really well together. This is the other vintage piece of that Christmas cactus. I did think about adding a page to this right here like that. I decided against it, but it's something that can be done in the future. I definitely did not want to cover up any of that. When you hold this here, you can see this blue here, and I really like that. And then we have this page here. This gave me an opportunity to use this. I had gotten this last month in December. So this gave me an opportunity to take this wide lace that's got all these flowers on it, and it has these holes running down the center. And I thought this would be so cool if I layered it this way. So that's a possibility, to take this lace and layer it that way. But then I had this trim, and I had kind of this gold and this yellow. And I thought, let's just do something a little bit different. So I ran that down like that, and I'm really, really pleased with how that looks. More piano paper, and the way that I put this in, you can see this is upside down. Was that an accident? Yeah, it was an accident, but you know what? It's cool. Doesn't bother me a bit that that runs upside down. Just, it's interesting and gives you something to think about and talk about. Some more of this lace that I got from last month. Absolutely love this. I may have a little bit of this left over, but not much. I used several pieces of this in this book, but you can see the shimmer. It's just kind of pearlized. It's so beautiful, and look at it on that page. I mean, it brings it to life. Gorgeous, gorgeous Medieval Mirage page. And then when you put this lace on that, these flowers just came to life. So it really complemented it well. And then I love that right across from it, you've got poppies from the stencil with the butterfly. We did this together. I remember I touched this butterfly wing, and I said, ooh, I'll have to go back when it's dry and fix that. And then I went back and I looked at it, and I thought, you know, why fix it? Things aren't perfect. I'm not perfect, and that doesn't bother me. So I left it, and I like it. So there you go. Another piece of that applique, and look what I did with that. Isn't that just so stunning? You have flower here with a leaf and a flower and a big leaf, leaf here, and a big flower. And look at, paired with, I am guessing those are probably morning glories, but that just makes, the page is gorgeous, in my opinion. I absolutely love that, and I love the way that it looks on the back. Look at that. You can see this is a used piece, because here was trim where it was cut off of something, and I love that you can see that. That screams to me this was vintage, and yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous way to reuse something so pretty. We did this one together. I think this is the last one of its kind. It is an envelope. I used a yellow paper clip, and I did not put anything on the end of it. And there's a lot of gold on here, and I think we used that bronze wax on here as well. I love the effect, and it does have tag inside. I used the wax on the tag. Here is the parchment paper. So you could, and I did, use this as a tuck. Now, I didn't put anything on here. There was a reason for that. Believe it or not, I looked at that. I didn't want you to see the trim. I wanted you to see that 3D flower. So there was a reason I had nothing off that paper clip, and that's the reason. Here is another envelope. It has been waxed. I have not folded this down. I figured whoever owns this, you know, if it sells it, I am putting this in my shop. If it sells, wonderful. If it doesn't, then I will keep it. That's fine. I think it's absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous journal. But I thought the new owner can close that if they want. Maybe they won't want to close it. Maybe they will want to keep it open. So I left it. Then on this page, now look at this, guys. How absolutely gorgeous is this? This is the other piece of that pink applique. The piece that I cut off, I believe, came from this end, the one that is in signature one. But look at how that makes that page. Beautiful, beautiful graphics. And then you pair this with it, and it is a 3D applique. Look at that. So when you go into Jarf's shop and you see the work that Jarf has created in her digitals, look at the amount of papers that she gives you. Look at the amount of ephemera that fills her kits. It's amazing. And the same thing when you go into Kim's shop and you look at a piece like this, don't just look at it and say, oh yeah, there's an applique. Look at that applique and see, sometimes in the yardage as well with the lace, all the real estate that you can get out of it. It isn't just one piece. You could, technically, if you wanted, cut this off. This little piece right here, put it on an envelope, put it on a tag. Look at how sweet that is. How cute would this be on a little glycine bag or a little glycine envelope? It would be adorable. I have it so that on this side you can see it on the side and on the bottom. So yeah, love, love that. Then we have a large texture paste stencil flower, and here is the other side of that nursery stock. And there's articles here, and this was the September 1962, and on this side as well. The rest of the pink, the article on the pink, then you've got ads. So very, very cool. The last page, I went ahead and of course I used the, I'm getting stuck in my lace. I used the purple lilac and love this piece here. I thought about cutting this piece out and using it on something because I think it's so beautiful, but I paired it with the last bit that I had of this white cotton lace. And then of course there is the back. I used lined paper, but I did use gold wax. So more than likely, can't write on that. And then the very back, you see that applique wrap itself over beautiful, beautiful digital papers. I made a pocket out of this. I used one of the butterflies up here. This is from the collection. This page here, I don't believe is from the digital collection. I think this might be from a different Medieval Mirage digital set, but I'm not positive. So here is another waxed envelope. I did not close this up, but I did put a piece of Medieval Mirage in here that's been coffee tea dyed because I think they're lovely. the faces are just beautiful, and it does have florals. So to me, it works very, very well in a botanical, even though the colors are a little bit different. Here is another envelope, and this one I did close. Both these envelopes are in the kit that I used, and then I went ahead and included another digital from another kit, just because it's so pretty, and it has been tea-dyed. So guys, that's my journal. Yeah, it is, and I love this journal. Love this journal so much. That is it, and she's going in my shop. We'll see what happens. She's either going or she's staying with me, and I would be okay either way, because I know it would go to a good home, and I know it's already at a good home. So I hope you enjoyed what I shared on Kim's laces. Be sure that you check that out. Definitely be sure that you check out Medieval Mirage, and I will try to list the botanical digitals that I used along with the shop, and I will try to remember to list that stencil, the name of that stencil that somebody was so kind to send to me. I really, really do appreciate that. I think this probably was a long video, but I wanted to do this journal justice and the lace. So thank you so, so much for hanging out with me. And I will, oh my word, yes, almost 52 minutes. I will catch you in the next video. Hugs, guys. Bye.